Welcome back, guys, and today we're checking out another SCP video. Today it's going to be SCP-2316 Field Trip, and this is going to be by the Volgun. Uh, no clue. No clue. Have not heard of this one. Do not know what this is. It does say that it's Keter class, and that it is a cognitohazard. Now, judging from the word cognitohazard, I'm assuming that cognito is referring to cognitive functioning of the brain, of the mind, thought processes. And it's a hazard. So I'm assuming that this SCP is going to be something that messes with your head. Other than that, no idea what we're looking at here today. So let's go ahead and take a look at SCP-2316.
By order of the Overseer Council, the following file describes a Keter-class anomalous cognitohazard and is Level 4 2316 classified. Unauthorized access is forbidden.
Item number 2316. Level 4 Secret. Containment class Keter. Disruption class Kennic. And Risk class Danger.
The following file contains images and text that are carriers for anomalous cognitohazardous influences.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Due to this, it is imperative that all personnel accessing this file be certified as having a cognitive resistance value, CRV, of no less than 14.5. Should you fail an automated CRV verification, please remain calm and do not move. A member of your site's medical staff will be with you shortly.
Okay.
Please repeat the following phrase slowly and clearly into your terminal microphone.
I do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Processor. Verification complete.
Hey, it
User
worked.
CRV is within acceptable limits.
Special Containment Procedures. Under no circumstances are Foundation personnel to approach SCP-2316. Observation of SCP-2316 must only be carried out by remote dummy probes utilizing video and audio recording equipment. Only those personnel adequately rated for exposure to cognitohazardous anomalies may review footage and audio of SCP-2316.
Damn, okay. So apparently this thing is so dangerous that unlike a lot of the other SCPs, this is just based off the first paragraph of text here. Unlike other SCPs, staff are not allowed to approach it at all. It says here, under no circumstances are Foundation personnel to approach SCP-2316. So that kind of already sets it apart from many of the other SCPs, even the really dangerous, like, living SCPs. You know, you're allowed to approach them under, controlled environment situations. And here they say that observation can only be carried out by remote dummy probes. And even then, only personnel adequately rated for cognitohazardous exposure can even review the footage that was taken from the remote drones. So there's like, you're viewing something as like a proxy, and then you have to, even to view it, you have to have a certain like rating. Huh.
The lake in which SCP-2316 is located has been quarantined and fenced off, and is to be routinely patrolled by individuals who have not been exposed to SCP-2316 and have no prior knowledge of its characteristics.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Individuals who attempt to bypass the enforced quarantine must be apprehended and moved to Site-33 for a full cognitive influence screening. Individuals who come within 50 meters of the lake containing SCP-2316 are to be considered lost.
Damn, son. Okay. So staff are not allowed to even interact with it. It can only be viewed by remote. You have to have a certain CRV to even view footage that the drones took. It's guarded by people who have no idea what they're guarding. And anyone that comes within 50 meters of the lake is just written off as lost. Damn.
Please repeat the following phrase slowly and clearly into your terminal microphone.
I do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Running in just a tonal variance processor.
Hey!
User CRV is within acceptable limits.
Yeah, that's right. I can handle it.
Description. SCP-2316 is the designation for an anomalous phenomenon existing within County. SCP-2316 manifests as a group of human corpses floating in a small group at the surface of the water. The identities of these corpses are
Cognito hazard removed. Automated change unknown.
though DNA testing has been inconclusive. While SCP-2316 appears to be individual instances, it is theorized that SCP-2316 may instead be an entity composed of a collective consciousness. Individual instances of SCP-2316 do not act on their own, but do seem to be able to act collectively as a single unit. The individual instances of SCP-2316 are unrecognizable.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
SCP-2316
I'm getting a serious like BioShock vibe from this. Not the cognito hazard itself, the lake or the bodies itself, but how this is being presented. The whole every couple like paragraphs or so they drop in this you do not recognize the bodies. And then they make you say it too. It's almost like it reminds me of the would you kindly twist, what I'm trying to say. Feels like they're grooming our brains for something.
hosts a powerful cognitohazardous effect, causing those who have viewed SCP-2316, are aware of certain parts of its nature, or who were enrolled in
Cognito hazard removed. Automated message invalid.
to believe that the individual instances of SCP-2316 are human beings they recognize, typically from their childhood. Attempting to come into contact with SCP-2316 instances by way of entering Lake or touching an instance of SCP-2316 will cause other instances of SCP-2316 to appear.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
The additional instances only serve to reinforce and add to the strength of the cognitohazard, compelling affected individuals into the lake. Individuals who enter the lake in this way are lost, and to date, none have been recovered.
Okay, so make sure we got this right. SCP-2316 lake, it has what appears to be human bodies floating in it. Anyone who views the bodies thinks that they recognize the bodies. If they enter the water or interact with the bodies, more clusters of bodies show up. The more clusters of bodies present, the stronger the cognitohazard, and I guess the stronger the draw a person feels to actually go into the lake, and I would assume thus become part of the conglomeration of corpses. And that sounds like a metal name, doesn't it? Corpse conglomeration. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, interesting so far.
Addendum 2316 1. Interview.
Data expunged. Error. Unrecognized users. Please log in to view file A0 less than. Verification PI. User CC is unaccepted. Let me show you their faces. Begin log.
Did you ever feel compelled to enter the water? Like something was pulling you in?
What? No, of course not. There's nothing wrong with them. They didn't drag me in. I saw them in the water and went in myself. I needed to see them. I wanted to hear what they were saying. They're my friends. When you entered the water, what did you see? Faces. My friends. Faces I recognized. Some I didn't, but they became more familiar as I saw them. I'd known them my whole life, but there was something wrong with them. Wrong with them. Like the face of someone you see in a dream, where you can't remember it right. There's something wrong, and the way they're speaking, No, that's impossible. They're simply not moving their mouths, but I could hear them, asking for help. They told me. They told me who they were. They told me you knew who they were. That you... Enough of that. You're clearly succumbing to the cognito hazard. We need to get you medical attention, Agent. If you... Get your hands off me! I know all...
Agent. Okay, so this is an interview of a Foundation personnel. Okay. Interesting.
Their names, Harrison. I heard them speaking to me. Every single one. All it takes is one person to see them and tell people, and they'll know what you've been trying to hide. Kirk Longwood High School. Pass them. Get them out of here. Take them to amnestics and turn that goddamn recorder on.
End log. Please repeat the following phrase slowly and clearly into your terminal microphone.
I do not recognize the bodies in the water. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Verification incomplete.
User CRV is not within acceptable limits. User CRV influenced by active cognito hazards. Please stay still. A member of your site's medical staff 40.
It's messing with my mind.
Terminal logging out.
Addendum 2316 2.
Invalid entry. Terminal low 532. You don't have a lot of time. You'll need to get away quickly. Go back to the lake. Go into the water. Look into their eyes. It's your friends, your classmates. You took the trip to the lake in the fall of '75 together when you were young. Don't you remember? Look into their eyes. I know you can hear them talking to you.
It looks like it's flashing like a rapid succession of yearbook photos in the background. Very faint and it's transparent, but it looks like it whenever it says that and it has that weird audio glitch, it seems to flash. It looks like yearbook photos.
Just like they talk to me. Don't let
And
them
he's
tell you it's just a cognito hazard.
talking about the
This is
school.
their fault.
They caused this.
We were all innocent kids. Don't you remember? And you just got away. You and I. The rest of them are at the bottom of that lake, waiting for us to go back to them and be whole together again. They want us to know. They want us to
Remember.
wake up, goddammit. Remember the fall of '75, the year we were supposed to graduate. Don't...
Let them make you forget.
They're calling to you. Can you hear them? 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 Can't you hear them? Can you hear them? Look into their eyes. Can you hear them? 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 Can't you hear them? Can you hear them? Can you hear them? I know you
Yeah, those look like
Can you hear them?
yearbook photos. The way everybody's kind of like either head on or slightly on at an angle. Yeah, these are like definitely old like yearbook photos from like the 70s or 80s or something.
Recognize the bodies in the water. You do not recognize the bodies in the water. You do not recognize the bodies in the water. You do not. They're waiting for you.
Description: SCP-1833 is a copy of the 1976 edition Kirk Longwood High School Yearbook, previously belonging to student Carolyn Kirk. The yearbook shows mild wear and use indicative of its age. The front cover of SCP-1833 shows a 3-arrow design, with the words Reflections of 76 near the center of the page, and
A 3-arrow design. It's not the SCP logo, is it? Because the SCP logo's got 3 arrows pointing basically like inwards on a circle type deal. There's something about this whole scenario that doesn't seem right.
KLH
I mean, aside from the obvious bodies in the water and Cognito, there's something here that doesn't seem.
HS 1976 in the bottom right corner. The back of SCP-1833 is blank, save for a small amount of charring along the spine. An inscription inside the back cover reads, "We've had a great year, haven't we? Don't worry about waiting for the reunion. I'm sure we'll see each other soon enough. Lots of love from all your best friends."
Verification complete. User CRV is within acceptable limits.
Okay. Boy, that was a different one, wasn't it? SCP-2316 field trip. All right. So, having seen this video, my mind says that there's something a little off about it. The name of the SCP is Field Trip. It's a cognitohazard, and it causes people to recognize the bodies that manifest in the lake. And it's said that typically it's people from their childhood. So I feel like this cognitohazard is trying to pull on people's pasts, their childhood connections, you know, those connections you make really early in life. And they're strangely powerful connections, even though you might go off and do your own thing in life. Those really early connections are strangely powerful. But I think there's something going on, something more going on here than just what we've seen in this video. Judging from the name, Field Trip, judging from the fact that the cognitohazard causes people to see things from their childhood, that the one interview that they do have references a specific high school. I think something went down. I think something went down with the Foundation. I think, like, and this is just absolute wild speculation. I mean, I'm literally going off only what I've seen in this video. So this is just wild speculation. I think that probably the Foundation maybe had something to do with a bus full of kids going into the lake. I mean, this might be one of those instances where somehow through some action or inaction or maybe even go so far as to say it was some kind of weird test, or maybe it was just a fluke accident. But I think somehow a bus full of kids from that school wound up in that lake and they all died, and they somehow created an anomalous thing in this lake. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's right, but it feels like there's a piece of this puzzle that's missing with this particular SCP. And I feel that it's something along those lines. Like, something happened to a bus full of kids and they died and they were in the lake or something, and it created this cognitohazard that draws people in and uses the connections that they formed as a child to lure people in, to try and, I mean, you heard what the guy said in the interview. They're calling him in and they want him to be a part of them. So it's weird. You know, it's almost like they're trying to be whole. Maybe one of the kids survived and never came back to the lake. And I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do like this SCP because it's a lot more vague almost. uh more intangible, you know? It's not something that can just be put into a box and sealed away. So it's pretty interesting, and I like the way that this particular article was written uh as a cognito hazard where they want you to say something into the mic, and they do that thing with the video. Oh, congratulations, your CRV is high enough. Let's continue with the video. And then at one point the test fails. It's neat. I like the way they kind of set this up. I know there's not a whole lot to look at, but it's kind of neat how it was done. I liked it. I liked it. And I hope you guys liked it too. If you did, feel free, leave a like, leave a sub. Most importantly, leave a comment. This was a viewer suggestion, so again, thank you for that. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what SCPs you guys want me to check out in the future. There's a list of them that we're kind of chewing through. Lots of comments. You guys have been great giving suggestions on these SCPs, so there's definitely a list we're working through right now. But yeah, guys, in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the video. Take care of yourselves. And as always, have a great day, guys.